Hi, I'm Kirsti Hegg with Relationship Magic. How often have you heard women complain about men? It's practically our national pastime. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can have tons of connection, intimacy, appreciation, joy, and fun in all your relationships with men. Whether it's your spouse, your boyfriend, sons, brothers, dads, bosses, co-workers. And it can be easy, as long as we stop making the biggest mistake we make with men. From 17 years of interviewing thousands of men, we learned that the biggest mistake we make with men is treating them like hairy women. In other words, we presume that men are like us, but more etiquette challenged, emotionally crippled, and misbehaving versions of us. We expect men to behave and respond like women. And when they don't, we're pissed. And we want them to change. But that fundamentally starts the downward spiral that destroys our relationships. And it leaves us feeling bitter, resentful, annoyed, and frustrated. And ultimately can have us give up on men. What we need to realize is that men are fundamentally different than we are. They are not the same as us. They are not a version of us. Men think differently, they speak differently, they listen differently, they define words differently. They're motivated by different things than we are. And once we can understand men the way they understand themselves, then it suddenly becomes easy to have amazing and fun-filled relationships with men. This information has changed the lives of thousands of women across the country and around the world.
The things that I learned in this class help me understand my husband in a way that helps me to honor him and support him in the things he does. We're connected in a way I didn't know was possible.
When I took the class, I realized I learned the different stages of development that men go through as they age. Different ages, they need different things, and they need to be listened to in different ways. Once I learned that information and applied it to my son, he now openly shares with me. He's out making good, solid decisions in his life that he feels confident and sure of. I feel loved and respected and appreciated, and he feels exactly the same way.
Before I did this workshop, my dad and I were always arguing and at each other's throats about everything. After I did this class, we had such a deep understanding of each other, and we knew how to work with each other. We both felt like we got the better end of the deal on any of our conversations. It's nice to have a really good relationship with him that isn't stressful at all.
I've always loved men, but before they annoyed me all the time. Now, after I took this information and really applied it in my life, I really find that I adore men, but in a whole different way that's much more beautiful and touching and joyous.
Before my wife did this education, we argued a lot, and about the same stuff over and over and over again. After she did the education, most of those arguments disappeared.
My life is not as stressful. I really can just sit and admire the men in my life in a way that I have never been able to do before.
I feel heard, I feel understood, and she gets my world.
If you want to get what you need from the men in your life, then you need to understand how they're wired and why. So here's what you need to do next. First, click the like button at the top of the page so that we can stay connected and you can enjoy regular updates about men and how to have great relationships. Second, fill in your name and email below, and I'll send you my free online seminar called Understanding Men, Path to Partnership. In Understanding Men, you'll learn some of the biggest ways men are wired differently and how to work with those differences so you can have the relationships you've always wanted. And I'll tell you what, when men feel understood by you, they love to give you what you want and make you happy. So sign up now and get ready for amazing relationships.